Hey Dilip, it's Craig from tc-helicon. Just going to try and help you out, go through the firmware process with you step by step like you asked. So what I've done is I've got my voice solo here, I've turned it on, and then I've plugged in the USB cable. It just goes into my computer. Mine's going through a hub, which we kind of don't recommend, but it works most of the time for me, and I'm pretty good at working around things if things go wrong. So I do recommend plugging it right into the computer, but I'm going into a hub. A little driver loads when you first connect the unit. For you, if you've already connected it once and try the firmware update process, then it's probably already loaded. You won't see anything happen on the screen. After I've connected the unit and it's powered up and the USB cable is connected, I'm going to go to my voice support software. So pardon my webcam thing here. I just got to bring it around so you can see. Okay, so now I'm on voice support there, and you can see that I've got the big "your firmware is not up to date" icon. So I'm just going to click on it, and it gives me the various versions of firmware. Mine may have more than yours just because we have development versions and things in there. But this one is the latest one. It's build 24 at the top. You just want to click on it, and then it's going to give you that, "Are you sure you'd like to update your firmware?" You just click yes, and then it goes through the process. And during that process, you'll see the unit gets all wacky and things start flashing and stuff. So this is the point where you just don't want to touch anything. You just want to sit here waiting for it. So we'll do this in real time, and I'll just kind of sit. It only takes a minute. And you'll see that moving up there. So there we go, halfway, getting there. Let's talk about, how about that local sports team? They're doing well, aren't they? Yay. Okay, almost there. All right, so this is the point where sometimes people will think at the end that they need to somehow reboot their unit, and that's the key mistake that people will make. So the unit's updated and it's saying this device reboot thing, but what you'll notice is the unit's still doing funky stuff here. So what we want to do is we want to just leave it. It's still rebooting here. I've got these solid white lights that actually make it look active, but it's not. Okay, and now, there we go. So now the unit is completely responsive the way it normally is. Now I'm safe to go in here and click continue, and then click rescan. And as I rescan it, in a second here, you'll see it took a second, then the firmware tab became available again. It was grayed out, kind of like this presets one is. It became available again, and now you can see that I can see the firmware updates here, but the top one here doesn't say new next to it because it's no longer the, it's basically I have the same version. So up in this top corner, I don't know if I'm getting close enough here, you can actually see that I can see build 1.0.06 build 24, showing me that I have the latest version of the software. I will put us back on my ugly mug here. There we go. That's essentially the process. I think the real hiccup is when people reboot their unit sometime through there, or if it powers off or they disconnect the USB cable. I'm now at the point, obviously, with this thing where I can just yank the USB cable out and the unit is now in working shape and I can close down voice support. That is entirely the steps that I take to update the unit. So if you do that, things should work out just fine for you. I wouldn't be worried about trying to update it again. It may have just been that you had an issue with that one particular unit. I have had a couple of other users have to return a unit because something was weird with it, and then they updated the new one just fine. So it could just be a small anomaly in the particular unit you had. I would definitely go for the update. It improves the tone and the gate and anti-feedback type stuff that's going on in there. So or the open mic feedback rejection with the gate. So definitely go for it. Hope that helps a little bit to see, maybe you might see where you might have gone wrong there. All right, take care.